welcome to winemastery.co.uk. My name's John Lightfoot and this is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you all about wine, hopefully help you find the wine or the wines that you will absolutely love. And in this episode, we have the great pleasure to taste another SL'M wine. So we've tasted a few of these. SL'M wines have been very kind to us and sent us a case of 6 for us to try. We tried one to begin with, and they said, "Oh, we've got some others. Try these, see what you think of these." And so we're working our way through us. And this one, as you'll see the label coming up, is the 500 Rosé. Now, I haven't asked them the question about why it is called the 500. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. But anyway, it might be 500 acres or something they have.
Is that 500 calories? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, the important thing, in case you haven't seen the other videos, is that these wines do not have any carbs and they don't add any sugar. So if you're on something like a keto diet, these are ideal for you. And, as I say, we'll do the links to the other ones as and when we actually film them, which will be in the next few weeks. So...
I must admit, I think it's a brilliant idea, and I don't know why anybody's not done this before, to have a kind of, what I'll refer to as like a low-fat wine. Why has nobody thought about this before? It's an excellent idea, and that means I can drink as much as all the time. But however, I digress. Let us have a look.
I think it's a fair point, because I imagine that in terms of the winemakers must really have their sort of handcuffs on in terms, I'm sure a lot of the routes that they must go in terms of, getting the right taste, the right colour and everything like that. A lot of those will be blocked off to them because they can't do this and they can't do that because they can't add carbs, they can't add sugar. So, well done to these guys for, taking it down the road. And there are a lot of people, as I think you mentioned a while back, John, to me, there are a lot of people after lockdown, having sat around, not got a lot of exercise, and now trying to lose some of that paunch. And I'm not, but doesn't mean I shouldn't be. It just means I'm not.
But the rest of you, I feel you. We've all got that lockdown belly, haven't we? So yeah, it'd be nice to have a wine that's got no carbs and no sugar. Is that right?
I think it's got sugar in it, but natural in it, but they don't add any sugar.
Okay.
And I think we're talking somewhere between sort of 50, 60 calories a glass. So, not over the top. And again, I think in terms of dieting, there is always that thing that you just, if you can't just have a little treat, all you need is a little treat, and that just keeps you going a little bit further. Because I think sometimes people just hold back too much and they just give up. And hopefully this helps people, carry on through. So rosé, we're actually filming this in English summer. That means that the temperature in England is just into double figures.
Yeah.
But the sun's out.
The sun is out, and it's delightful.
Delightful. So, should we have a look at the colour? Sorry, first of all.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a look at the nose. Have a look at the colour. Wow, now this is very, very light, isn't it? Very, very light.
It is very light, yeah.
You say sort of salmon-y, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
I'm getting like a little purple hinge on the.
I'm just thinking because there's more than just that salmon. There's something, as you're saying, on the rim there that is.
And a nice purple rim is.
You know how I love a nice purple rim.
Absolutely.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely nice there. Colour. So okay.
Now, I think in terms of viscosity, I think this is this 12%? I think this is.
It's 12%, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a reasonable amount, but not too heavy. So if you're sort of in the summer rosé and you don't want something that's going to make you feel too heady, this is
just got the right amount of alcohol in there.
Yeah, just the right balance.
Right.
Okay, shall we try the nose?
Let's have a go at the nose.
Oh, wow, that's really confusing because it's not what I expected. It's got sort of like a. I don't know, it's really, I can't identify. There is it's got a sweet edge to it.
I don't know if it's a sweet edge, but it's very difficult to find. It's very light, as in I can't.
Very delicate.
Yeah, it's very delicate, and there's nothing that really standing out for me. At all, really, but, Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, but there is something there. I just can't identify it. Perhaps when we get to the taste, we'll get to that.
I'm going to go back to the sweeter thing. It reminds me of ice pops. In those little rectangular
What, jubblies?
Jubblies.
Yeah, we're orange jubblies. They're ice pops. Triangular, sort of like.
Oh, I remember. No, you were a bit posher than me, Joe. We just had these little plastic rectangular things with frozen ice water. It reminds me of those, but I don't.
Oh, well, I couldn't afford those, so I probably like a small.
Whatever. So let's have a go on the on the palate and see what happens.
Okay.
Oh. Well,
There's like some. It's not strawberry, but there's like a red fruit there. First thing to say, I think, is it's very light, so ideal for a summer afternoon or summer evening that's warm. Very light. I have to say that the taste hasn't lasted. The length isn't particularly long, but at 12%, you're probably going to be sipping at this anyway. So you're going to want to refresh your mouth with the taste.
I think it's worth mentioning that rosé is not my favourite to begin with, but this it's just a bit too. Well, I'm saying this. It's a bit too light. I don't think that for me personally, there's not a lot of flavour in there. This isn't something I would be sitting and drinking, on the lawn with a straw water, as I often know you would like it. But when I pull it back to thinking that this is, a low-fat wine, then it's a good bit of wine. But I can understand that the process that's gone on in here. And they're not going to, it's not going to be the best rosé in the world. But for me, it's just a bit thin. There's not much going on there. But if you're on a diet and you're trying to cut out alcohol, which you should never try to do anyway, I think that's going to be a good stepping stone.
Well, I think that's the thing, actually. If you're on an alcohol, your palate tends to, you sort of chick in and things that are not really rich in taste. So your palate is quite often much more sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
And so actually, given that, as I just admitted, I'm not on a diet, although I should be. Probably the taste would be significantly multiplied if I was on a diet.
Possibly. For me, I think what they've done in the marketing, marketed fantastic. Why somebody's not come up with this before? But flavour-wise, because I'm not on a diet. So because, like you say, if I'm not on a diet, I don't need to worry.
Yeah, you'll go for the more full-bodied wine. And I think if we went to the sort of the pairing, I think that one of the things with this is I would think this is a personally something to be drunk on its own. At a party or talking to friends. Maybe sort of like breadsticks and stuff, but I wouldn't actually pair this with anything.
I think it's too the flavours, not the wine. The flavours a bit too weak to take anything on. I think it would struggle.
So it's drinking wine.
But then you're on a diet, so
yeah, absolutely. You're not gonna be doing that, are you? So no. No, it's really interesting. I think you have to say, as we said at the beginning of the video, they're very going to be sort of handcuffed in terms of what they can do, in terms of what they can add, etc. And I think for someone that's on a diet, this would make a fantastic reprieve. 12%, so no sugars added, no carbohydrates. If you're on a keto or something, this would be just like an ideal break. Or sometimes I know when you're on diets and you feel like you're being sort of unsocial, you're not being very sociable because so at least you can drink something and enjoy it with your friends with feeling relatively guilt-free rather than thinking, oh my god, this is busting my diet.
Yeah. How many points is that?
Yeah. How many carbs, all of the rest of it. So a very interesting one. So in terms of pairing, we're saying no. In terms of conclusion, would I have this in my cupboard? If I was on a diet, yes. If I wasn't on a diet, no, unless of course I knew that I had some friends coming that were on diets, when I would actually consider, especially if it was in the summer and we were outside, I would definitely consider getting this in for people to at least enjoy a break in their diet.
See, I'd ask them to bring their own. I would.
That's because he's a Yorkshireman.
It's very true. It's
Nothing to do with the fact that he'd asked them. It's just because that way it costs less.
He's not lying, isn't it? No, but yeah, it was okay.
Excellent, fantastic. Well, we've got some more to try. We'll do some links to the ones that we've already tried from SL'M. Say it's a fantastic idea to help those people that are on diets. So we look forward to seeing you in the next video, whether it's about wine, whether it's white, red, sparkling, or indeed whether it's about gin in our gin fun or our whiskey section. We look forward to seeing you there. Until then, chin chin.
Chin chin.